So it's been a long day. How many of you have been here all day? Okay, not too many. Very good. So hopefully you're not that tired. Before we start, I'll just introduce myself. I guess you could see my name. I am the founder of Mindful Business Institute and Perfectly Here. And I also teach mindfulness for UCLA Mindful Awareness Research Center. Today, my talk is about how do you manage all the intense emotions when life happens, and how do you show up with all that. And the reason being is that I have a very intense experience myself. I lost my son a few months ago, and it's the most devastating thing ever. And the way I have been able to uh, just live my life and do my best and be my best, I thought I need to share that with everybody, how to do it. So the best in you, the best in you. So what does the best in you look like? Do we know? We're always looking for that, right? To better, do better, learn more, and become better, right? So some people feel like the best in them is being energized, being present, being successful, being effective, and other people may think that their best is being quiet, being content, being peaceful. And so we want to find out what is the best in you. I would love for all of you to pick a partner and share a little bit about what do you think, what is the best in you, when it shows up, how do you know? It could be in a specific role, like a parent role, or your job, or when you're counseling your friend, or anything else. Would you like to do that? That would be nice. Yeah, let's get engaged, all of us. I don't want to be the only one talking. So pick a partner and just share with them. How do you feel, and when does the best in you show up? Go for it. Yes. 5 minutes. Introduce yourself. So we're having everybody's talking with somebody else about what is the best in them. Come join somebody. Right, come on in. Okay, anything over there? Yeah, I'm sorry. You feel grateful. Yeah, you're alive, you're present, you feel grateful. Yes, yes. Anything here? Over there, yes. When you're listening. Okay.
We get to see the best of ourselves by
Okay.
being able to, by just listening to the other person
Yes,
and
being
being
attentive,
attentive,
being present.
right?
Yes.
And then also diving into oneself to be able to share advice or
Being
wisdom.
connected to yourself, being connected to what's going on within you, and being attentive to somebody else. Do you have something? That was your share. Yeah, together you came up with that. Yeah. Over here, did you have something? You had something? No? Okay. Yes, go. So,
So I was saying when I'm in an atmosphere where I'm actually getting energy from other people,
when there is energy
collaborate.
around, right. So
Yeah.
yes, you go with it. There's a mirror neuron happening. When there's energy, there is live, everybody's engaged,
Yes.
and you feel that
Yes.
too, yes. Anything else? So the best in us, we're always looking for it, or we want to capture it. Wow. All right, let's dance. That could show us the best of us, yeah. So anyway, but things happen, right? Life happens, and we may fall into places that it's not the best of us. We may feel drowned, we may feel stuck, we may feel helpless, hopeless. Things could happen with our relationships, with our life, with our finances, with our everyday life. Our work may not pan out, and we may have issues with our coworkers or children, or God forbid, like me, you lose a child. These are very, different levels of intensity that we experience. And so what happens when that happens? When emotions come up, difficult emotions come up, I'm going to put this down. Difficult emotions come up, they impact our mind, they impact our focus, our attention, our attentiveness, and we lose sight of our goals. We may feel confused, we may feel like it doesn't matter. Sometimes we want to give up, right? I have been there, want to give up, just let it go and just take your car and drive away, and I don't know where, but just do it, right? And so as a human being, we all experience this. This is such a shared humanity. First, we really have to know that it is not happening just to us. Anytime that you feel down or sad or hopeless or angry or confused or any of those feelings, it's shared humanity. Everybody experiences that. It comes with our human software. It comes with our humanity, and so we experience it. Now, what happens is our mind, which is the most important or the first thing we use, first resource we have to interpret stuff, to understand things. We use our thinking mechanism to understand what's going on, right? So when there's an emotion or a feeling that is present that's not comfortable, the first thing that happens is what? As a human being, we don't like it. We don't like it. We do not like to be uncomfortable. So the discomfort of the emotion is there. We don't like it, and we add something to it. Now our discomfort is even much bigger. But the mind can tell us the reason for my unhappiness, for my sadness, for my, feeling these emotions is because of this or that and the other, right? And the emotion confirms it, right? I see a nodding heads. So the emotion is there. Mind says, oh, yeah, it's because so-and-so doesn't like me. And the emotion confirms the thought. Now the thought is not for sure. Anything could be. And so I'd like to just help you understand a few things about emotions. First of all, emotions are energies, whether positive or negative. It's an energy that comes and goes. It's not permanent, it's not solid, it's not like, oh, this is forever. But when it's happening and it's uncomfortable, even when it's comfortable and pleasurable, our mind either clings to the good stuff and pushes away the uncomfortable ones, right? So emotions are not permanent, not personal. It's not personal. When there is a difficult emotion that we experience, anger, sadness, failure, judgment, all of that, the emotion by itself is neutral. Do you understand what I'm saying? From its own side, it's not happening to hurt us. It's just showing up. We don't take it personal and not identify with it. As if, okay, forever, because it feels like that. Forever I'm going to be sad. This is horrible. I want to get rid of it as soon as possible. And so by that kind of a wrestling with it and having war with this emotion that we don't like, we can actually stay in it so much longer. So much longer. Especially if we have a reason for it that makes sense. God forbid, some reason makes sense. And then we believe it. We believe it because it's happening in our mind. So a lot of our life that we go through, half of it could be positive, half of it could be negative, all these different emotions. And then we have to live through them and respond to whatever needs to be responded to. And then these emotions also, they create a bias. When we have them, they create a bias. Now I'm involved in this thing, and now my perspective, my perception is contaminated. Right? So, just a simple thing. Somebody at work or coworker or a new boss or somebody passing by, and they're just looking at you in some way that you're going to think, oh my God, they don't like me. Definitely they don't like me. And harboring, now an emotion comes up, the story attaches to it, and harboring this this story with the emotion all around. And so what do? We may, have many other conclusions based on that feeling, and then whatever we do, however we show up, is impacted by that. So they're not permanent, they're transitory emotions, they pass, they're not personal, they are not a reliable source for understanding the truth. They are not a reliable source for knowing the fact. Most often. Now I know somebody is going to think that, oh yeah, but emotions tell me, gives me messages. Yes, that's there too. But how often is the message really accurate? How often did we find out that, oh my God, I was wrong about this, right? And then our suffering, our own suffering, the word suffering, in any kind of unhappiness, resentment, judgment, sadness, anger, feeling stuck, if you put that under the umbrella of suffering, we constantly, hi, come in. We constantly engage with it and take it around with us. So I would like to have you reflect on something, give you a little bit of meditation, and believe me, it's possible in this chaos that we are experiencing. Is that okay? So just sit upright for 1 minute, 2 minutes. Take a deep breath. You could do it standing, that's okay. Just take a deep breath. You don't have to close your eyes if you don't want to. Just if you're keeping your eyes open, just look dimly down in front of you. And chest open, upright. Your hands would be resting. Feet would be down on the floor in a 90 degrees, because you want to tell your mind this is a different context. This is not that, just leisurely sitting. So take a few deep breaths. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And again, you don't have to close your eyes if you don't want to, but just take a deep breath. And feel your body on the chair. Your back is touching the back of the chair, your legs touching the seat, and your feet on the ground, just for a moment or two. See if you can actually feel your breath at the tip of your nostrils. That might be easy to do. Just take a couple of breaths, feel it at the tip of your nostril. The breath comes into the nostrils and leaves out. Just stay there for 3 breaths. 3 breaths at the tip of the nostrils. And then take another deep breath. And I want you to reflect on something. Just as you're sitting there, reflect on a situation that was difficult. It may be happening right now in your life, or maybe in the past. If you don't want to, don't pick the worst thing ever, because, something, so that it can conjure up some emotions, so that I can show you how you can work with it when emotions are present. Just think about something and see if you can envision it. Who's present? What's going on? What are you doing? What was said to you or not? And if it's not happening right now, do not worry about it at all. Just see what shows up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So take a deep breath. And I'd like for you I'm going to give you an acronym that I'm going to use it in your meditation. Just become aware. Become aware that this is an emotion. And maybe you can even be aware of this is a thought, a reason, or a story that's connected or attached to the emotion. And then do a little bit of investigation. And my purpose for investigation is just to feel the Feel this feeling, this emotion, if as best as you can. You don't have to do too much, but just feel it and see if your heart can touch it. Your heart of compassion. See if that heart could just feel this feeling, this emotion. So you're investigating, feeling it. And then don't push it away. Don't resist it, meaning it's okay to be here. This emotion is an energy, it's going to pass on its own. It's going to pass on its own. Just knowing that, see if you can be with it for 1 minute. It's okay. We can actually be uncomfortable and remain okay. Nothing changes, nothing happens, just the feeling of discomfort. And I like to, for you now, to employ some of your patience with it. Patience in your mind that this is going to pass. Whether it's the emotion or the situation or the thinking, the way you think about it, it's going to pass. Bring a little bit of space between yourself and this story. And imagine if the story you have that is attached to the emotion, to this difficult feeling, what if it was not true? Just imagine that. It could be true, but just for the sake of, if it was not true, what would be the difference about that? If it's not true, you can actually bring your awareness to the fact that the feeling of it is connected to the story. The intensity is because, most of it is because of the story. So take a deep breath. And when I sound the bell, you could open your eyes. So, compassion, I want to talk to you about self-compassion. Self-compassion is really the most important two elements in your well-being. One is awareness, being aware of what's going on, and second is self-compassion. How can you have self-compassion if you don't feel these feelings? If you don't recognize that they are hurting you? I lost my son. There is nothing in this world worse than that. Nothing, right? The most devastating thing. And I went through all the emotions, tsunamis and tornadoes and all of them constantly hitting. I fainted for 30 days every day. But I felt it. I experienced it. I was there. I wasn't pushing it away or trying to numb myself or try to. When I was there, because I felt it, my heart opened. My heart said, no, no, I don't want to suffer. I'm here. What am I going to do? I haven't died, I cannot die without doing something about it, and I'm not going to do something about it. So what am I left with? With pain, so much pain, and it's not okay. And we go through these things. We all experience grief, loss, death in our families, with our loved ones. It's a human nature and it's human experience for us to feel the intensity. But then there is a little bit of control we can have. I'll give you an example. I was in Thailand a couple of months ago, and one day at my hotel, in the morning, I was working overseas with my assistant here, lovely. Couple of hours, I got tired, and I all of a sudden fell into this feeling of depression, sadness. I just low and I tired. And immediately, what happened? My mindset brought the name of my son, Kurosh. Kurosh, I was gonna, cry and say, "Oh my God, it's all because of that." And another voice, another awareness came and said, don't make him responsible for your happiness. Don't do that. Don't, you know what I mean? It's very easy for us to take a reason and hold on to it and continue to suffer. It's not necessary. It is not necessary. It's not necessary. I cannot tell you how many times I can say, does not matter the worst thing in the world. It is not necessary for us to suffer. It's not justified. A lot of us, we can hang on to things that happened in the past, in our childhood, with our parents, with our family, and keep that. Keep it as an identity. If I let it go, what's going to happen to me? All these years I've held on to it. But then feel the suffering that it constantly accompanies you, like your best friend. But this is a really painful friend. And there is a thing we could do. The thing is to feel and have some compassion for yourself. Yes?
A question. How do you let it go, but also maybe you want to like harness that energy for good?
Yes, very good. How do you let it go? First thing is to feel it. You feel it enough without giving reason to it, right? I have done that. My son died of opioid, you know, beautiful, fun, wonderful kid, 26 years old, amazing boy. You have no idea how talented, how timely, how, I mean, this boy, this guy was just the best person ever and very effective, managing life and very functional. Absolutely not dysfunctional. So he passed away. What did I do? I took his intention for wanting to help others, and I started a foundation for him. And I called it Kurosh Compassionate Recovery Program. Why? And I'm not, you know, my purpose is not to help the addict. That's not my understanding. But my understanding is families, family members. I want to teach them how not to suffer, how to be kind, how to remain respectful, how to remain, compassionate, having firm boundaries, protecting yourself, but then having still being compassionate, still being kind to yourself, to the other person. And it really worked. I can tell you it really works, because with me and my son, before he passed away, for a year he lived with me. And that's how I treated him. He did stuff, believe me. He crashed my car, you know, all kinds of stuff. So, but I kept on remaining kind. How? By understanding, having a warm understanding of what's going on. This guy would never, in his right mind, do things like that. So I never, didn't blame him, didn't judge him, didn't. And it takes practice. It's not easy. I've been practicing mindfulness. I've been practicing heart qualities. So that was an example of what you do. You use the pain to have some meaning. Like what? He died? That's it? Finish? No, it can't be. He lives on he had the intention to help and to be, of service to others, even though he had the disease. So yes, we make meaning out of it. And then the letting go happens by being aware of the emotion, of the feeling, and how our mind is hanging on to it and increasing our pain, increasing our suffering, and knowing that we are not obligated, under no circumstance are we obligated. I used to say this to my students all the time. With a lot of passion, I used to say it. And when this happened to me, they actually saw that I'm not obligated. And believe me, it's a tornado, tsunami comes and hits me. But I'm not obligated to hang on and see myself, identify myself as a woman who has lost a child and forever be doomed. No, I will not do that. I will not allow myself to do that. Because why? The best in me comes and says, oh, I remember a time before this, I was happy, I was peaceful, I was very functional, I was confident, I was competent. What happened to all that? I can't let that go. This is why we want to have our best. Find out the best in us. Find out when and where and how do we feel the best of us, and really cherish it. Honor it. Honor it. It's very important. The best in us, that should not be circumstantial. That only if life is going good for me, then I show up and I'm happy. As soon as something happens that messes things up, then, I don't have to be the best in me. Any comments, any questions? Is this resonating with some of you? Yeah? What do you think? Thank you, yeah. So how do you do that? By determination. Have a determination that I do not want to suffer, and I do not have to suffer, and I actually want to be responsible for my happiness. I said to my thought, oh my God, Kurosh, and I was gonna fall into this abyss of, crying and all that. All of a sudden, my mind said, don't make him responsible for this. And that was enough. It was enough for me to let him be, poor guy. He's gone. Enough. Do you understand? There is a natural thing that happens. We experience feelings. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about after the feeling hits, right away what happens? Our mind does not like it and goes and makes a whole story about it, hangs on to it, and just goes on and on and on. Now, it's not easy. You have to practice being aware, being mindful, being present, practice connecting to the heart. Heart has a vast amount of resources for our happiness, but we tap into it circumstantially only. If there's a wedding, we are happy. If there's a baby just born, we are happy. If we get a gift, we feel the heart. But it's circumstantial. We want to increase that. So I encourage you to seek out classes, courses, teachers that are accessible to you for developing the skill and the capacity for being aware, being in touch. Being in touch. And I'm telling you, you are not obligated to be upset and unhappy regardless of what. But you are obligated to be happy, actually. You're obligated. Why? Because look, if I just wallow in my suffering, which is so new, it's so new, so fresh, I have the right to just give up everything and fall down and let go of everything and blame everything and say, I can't do it. I have the right. But will I do it? Why should I do it? Why? So finding the best in you gives you energy, gives you confidence, gives you good feeling, makes you connected to yourself, however you're going to go about it. This is just like, maybe I'm just planting seeds right now. Maybe you already are there. Maybe you have to do whatever you have to do. But being kind to yourself is feeling the pain. If you don't feel the pain, whatever pain of difficulties that come up, there is no way you can be kind to yourself. But you're going to just keep doing and distracting yourself and going on and on and on and on. You had a comment?
Well, I was just wondering, when you haven't had a lot of tragedy in your life, but all the little things
Yes.
that come up every day, whether it's an annoying boss or
Yes.
coworker or traffic, how do you still bring your
Yes.
best and not keep letting it accumulate?
Exactly. Same formula. It's the pain that informs you. So you get upset that somebody has supposedly cut you off on traffic on the road. First of all, such a thing does not, nobody wakes up in the morning and says, oh, at the corner of such and such street, I'm going to cut this. That doesn't happen, right? Everybody is going on their way. But when we get upset, we get angry, you laughing? Nobody does that, right? When we get that, when we become justified, we feel like the entire road is mine. Of course, the mind doesn't say that because you would laugh at it. But there is a feeling of belonging. I own this thing. When that feeling comes up, you can feel it and say, wait a minute, who's getting hurt here? The other guy or the other woman in the other car? They don't even know what I'm doing. They don't even know what I'm feeling. So who's getting hurt? The way to do it is to pay attention, shift your attention away from the story, from what it's saying that, oh my God, I can't believe this guy did this, or nobody is listening and all of that is fabricated. Our mind fabricates everything. Our mind fabricates everything. All of our experiences, all of our thoughts, all of our understanding, all of our interpretation, all of our opinion, all of our judgment, all of our discernment, everything is fabricated by our mind. Means it makes it up based on some, some good reasons or some educated guess. But it's not definitely truth. So we can fabricate something that is actually useful for us, right? And one thing I tell my students to do, which some of them have looked at me really bizarrely, is when you think somebody is cutting you off or driving really fast, they want to pass you, what do you do instead? You could say, may you be safe, you know? Because the way they're doing it, they can be unsafe. May you be safe. Just connecting to that human as if that is me. How many times have I done that? Changed lane and was oblivious about who I'm cutting, supposedly, right? Yeah.
I just want to tag on to what she said, so you can react to it and be like, oh my god, this person tried to hit me. Or you can choose to respond to it and be like, you know what? This person almost hit me, but I'm safe.
Yeah, so react, but you see, what you're talking about is cliche. You could react to it or you could respond to it. When it's happening in real time, when it's happening in real time, right? So when it's happening in real time, what it takes is to be aware of it, right? Right. So some things we are aware, some things we're not aware, and some people can do it, some people cannot do it.
All practice.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I used to be
Yeah.
that person.
Yeah.
I used to get angry and be like,
So anybody who cuts you off, you say, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be free. And then turn the attention back to yourself. May I be free of this anger, this whatever. May I be happy. May I be safe. So these are some practices you could do. But I gave you a kind of an acronym that I honestly came up with this morning so that you could actually use it. And the acronym that I actually used it in your meditation is the word aid. Right? Help. Somebody or something, how are you going to do it? So when difficult emotions are here, and again, these difficult emotions, they contaminate our perception. They do not tell the truth. Most often they don't. So we need to get help to, so A for what? A for be aware. Aware of the emotion. Okay? A for be aware. I for investigate the pain of it. And by investigate, not so much mentally, because we're good at that, but physically. Another thing about emotions is that emotions happen in your body. The mind comes and takes it and makes something out of it. Emotions happen in your body. Why? Why? Because they're yours. They're happening within this container of yours. They're not on that chair. They're not outside. They're happening within you. So you investigate the pain that is causing this negative or unpleasant emotion. This is practice, of course, you have to practice. And D for do not resist it. Resist or push away. Don't resist and push away. What I'm talking about is not the happening, the story. I'm talking about the actual feeling, this very uncomfortable feeling. The moment we don't like it, we push it away, we are actually hanging on to it. We won't let it pass. Sometimes we distract ourselves with, whatever we do, maybe a happy hour or, working too much, work, 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 never stop working so that I don't have to actually feel the discomfort of it, right? Yeah, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I wonder why some people cannot stop working. Because if the moment you stop, you probably have to be uncomfortable. And I don't like that. So you go, 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 go. And that has its own, consequences, right? So don't push it away, meaning, and then the last one is E, employ patience. We all know what patience could be, yeah? Just a little bit of being okay. I can give it a little bit of time. Patience about the presence of that emotion, patience about the story, the justification of it, patience about, and saying, not for sure, not for sure. And this is a practice. This could mean make sense to you, but not be able to do it in real time. But at least you can get an idea of changing your paradigm. The paradigm of I have to suffer when I don't like something happening. For example, another small example I give. When we moved into our center in Tarzana, the first days I was hauling boxes and things to bring, and I came into the elevator. I have stuff in my hand, and I wanted the elevator door to stay open long enough so I could get in. I wasn't staying; it was closing. I got so agitated. So I thought, my God, we have to talk to the landlord. Immediately, the discomfort comes, and mind says we have to talk to the landlord. I don't believe it. No, no, no. This is like that. This is not right. How much rent are we paying? Okay. So I did my thing. I went into the office, came out. The next day, I had nothing in my hands. I could actually go in easy. The elevator door was not closing fast enough. It wasn't, cooperating with me either way. And I started laughing just like that. Oh my God, it's not the elevator door, it's not the landlord. How many times we blame the landlord, for something that we are just experiencing discomfort for, and we are making up the story about it, started laughing. The elevator is the same elevator, same amount of time, except it didn't go my way. It didn't go my way yesterday. It didn't go my way today. So what's happening? It's that I don't like waiting. I don't like that discomfort. When I just realized, and the good thing about it is that it passes. It is not permanent. So we can be kind to ourselves, knowing that when I get upset like this, I get harmed. It's like, inflicting upon myself. Why should I inflict upon myself? It doesn't matter that anybody else inflicted upon us. Sometimes we take that and justify. Oh yeah, because, now I have the habit, or I have. Stop it. No, stop. You do not have to do that. Now you need to maybe go practice. But then the understanding is it does not matter what happened to us in childhood. Today we are not obligated to remain unhappy because of it. We're not obligated. Give it up. It doesn't work. It's not to your best interest. Does that make sense? It's not to your best interest. So patience, feeling the pain, being aware of it, and not resisting it. Any questions, comments? Wow, I got 5 more minutes. Amazing. What else do you want me to say? I can go on and on. Yes.
What is your routine
Uh-huh.
to get yourself mentally prepared?
Yes. Routine is important. Once a day, at least once a day. Now I do more, but to start with, you take some silent time out. You want to call it meditation? Call it meditation. You don't like to call it meditation, just sit and do nothing. How about that? I have a nephew who's, and his beautiful girlfriend who's visiting. He was telling me in his job that he works with, 25, 30 customers a day. I said, how do you take care of yourself? He had absolutely no clue what I was talking about. How do you take care of yourself during the day? He said, I work. Yeah, I work. I said, what do you do? Well, he says, well, sometimes I go out and, take a coffee. Does that count? I said, what if you did nothing? Just nothing. What about that? Right now, do nothing. Can you do nothing, please? Put your phones away. Put your all of your notebooks away and just do nothing. See how it feels. Don't even think. No, that's impossible. So you take time out and you do nothing, and little by little, you build on it. Don't think that you're supposed to be sitting for half an hour and this and that. Little by little, one breath at a time, and feeling your breath. Sometimes, for some people, feeling the breath is not comfortable. So what you do is you think about or feel or bring your attention to other senses. Sense of sound. Right now, let's tune into sound. So the moment you're tuning into sound, are you also thinking? Were you thinking? No, right? It's awesome. We have all these other senses. We only resort to the sense of thinking. But if you tune into sound for one moment, sound of whatever is around you, it doesn't matter what sound. We do not want to take the good sound. Well, I like the chirping of the birds, but I hate the lawnmower. Oh my God, the lawnmower. No, sound is sound. We want to slowly develop a relationship. It's a relationship we want to develop with things that come our way, because we're constantly depending our happiness on circumstances. I've always had a complaint. I say, oh my God, all these big, giant companies, they cannot take away the sound of the lawnmower? What is this all about? Because they're so rich, they don't hear it. Somebody else is doing it. I don't know, right? But then you develop it. You realize the lawnmower is not out to get me. The sound is not out to get me. But I am the one who goes out of my head and picks a fight with the lawnmower, right? I'm fighting with it, and I'm in the war zone, and I'm unhappy. Stop. Get out. So sounds. Just sitting, feeling your body, and be okay if it's uncomfortable. It's okay. We're never told growing up that it's okay to be bored, especially in this culture. Oh my God, it's okay to be bored? No, let them do something. This game and that game and taking places, and we're not used to be bored. Bored is okay. It's okay to be bored. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a human experience. If you're a human, you will get bored. It's just part of being human. It's okay. Because if it's not okay, then we're going to do what? The wrong thing. Call the friend who's going to kill me by, however they are. Call the boyfriend that I just, finished my relationship with, because I can't be uncomfortable. So, and it's, again, okay not to be able to do it. It's okay not to be able to do it. But hopefully you will develop the desire for happiness, and look into it. Look into it. What is the cause of my happiness that I can depend on? And what is the causes of my unhappiness? Depend on. The $5,000 purse was one day, my son who passed away, he was a salesman too. One day he said, Mom, I'm done. I'm done selling these $5,000 purses and $7,000 shoes, and I want to make them feel good. I want people to look good and feel good and all that. And I get a kick out of it. He would become very, excited that he reached all the goals. Who was talking about goals? Reached all the goals, and he passed the goals. And then he would just finish. And then he had to do it all over again. So he said, Mom, I'm done. I want to come work with you. He came work with me for a whole year into this mindfulness, to the practice. He was so happy, so peaceful. At least the comfort that I have is that when he passed away, he got to experience true peace, true happiness. He felt it. Most of us do not. Most of us do not. We don't. And we get caught up with day to day. We lose sight of, oh, I'm going to die. We don't even think about it. Yeah, believe me, we're going to die. I am. I don't know about you guys. Definitely. Yeah. Okay. So I want to leave something with you that whatever context you're in, at work, at home, with a relationship, with friendship, with yourself, know that uncomfortable emotions are not the enemy. It's okay. They will pass. Take a deep breath, another deep breath, and say, maybe not. I'm giving you tips that you can actually maybe do, you know? If I say go meditate this much and that much, you may not be able to do it. But always doubt. Doubt your own perception. Maybe not. Let me see. Let me look into it. What if that wasn't true? And see, immediately maybe your feeling passes. Okay? Thank you. Thank you.